whenever the worldly order is weakened and threatened by evil forces, to protect the weak and righteous, and to uphold the justice, Lord Vishnu incarnates on earth in every age. Dashavatar are his 10 primary incarnations. The first of them is the fish or Matsya avatar. Let's see why. Once, Lord Brahma finished his day's work of creation and was ready to sleep. His one day, made of billions of earth years, is the time period between creation and destruction of the universe, called a kalpa. Out of exhaustion, he yawned and unknowingly let the Vedas slip out of his mouth. A demon called Hayagriva, who wanted to stop the human race from getting the benefits of the Vedas, took this chance and stole them. Lord Vishnu saw that and had to act quickly to retrieve them before the imminent dissolution of the world at the end of that kalpa. As he wondered, he saw Satyavrat, his ardent devotee and a righteous king. He appeared in the king's hands as a tiny fish and asked for his protection from bigger creatures in the river. The kind-hearted Satyavrat put the fish in his kamandal. But within hours the fish outgrew the kamandal and Satyavrat had to move it to a larger vessel. But the fish outgrew it again, and so he had to move it to a pond, then a lake, and finally the ocean. But the fish still kept growing. The king realized that this could only be Lord Vishnu and submitted himself. Lord Vishnu appeared and told him that in 7 days the world will be submerged by the ocean, destroying all creation. He asked Satyavrat to collect herbs, seeds, animals, the Saptarishis, and Vasuki, the king of the serpents, and wait for the boat that he will send. With that, the fish set off in the mission of finding Hayagriva, who was hiding under the ocean with the Vedas. Lord Vishnu found him, killed him, and retrieved the Vedas. 7 days later, the rain poured down in torrents, and the ocean began to rise, slowly swallowing the lands. The boat arrived as promised, and Satyavrat and his party boarded it. As the boat was tossed about by the ocean's turbulence, the fish appeared again and asked him to tie the boat to its horn using Vasuki as a rope and steered them safely. Throughout the night of Brahma, Lord Vishnu taught Satyavrat and the Saptarishis the highest form of truth, which has come down to us as the Matsya Purana. He made Satyavrat the Manu of the next Kalpa, meaning the first human from whom all mankind would descend, thus preserving the divine knowledge and saving mankind. The second is the Kurma avatar or tortoise. Let's see why. In the Satyug, the first of the 4 dharmic ages, sage Durvasa, well known for his short temper, once gifted a flower garland to Indra, the king of the Devas. He put it on Airavat, his elephant, which trampled it. Durvasa cursed Indra and the Devas to lose all their strength, making them vulnerable to their eternal enemies, the Asuras. When the Devas ran to Lord Vishnu for help, he asked them to churn the cosmic ocean to obtain Amrit, the nectar of immortality. He advised them to add medicinal herbs, use Mount Mandar as the stick and Vasuki, the king of the serpents, as the rope. But the Devas could not pull up the mountain by themselves. So they made a deal with the Asuras, promising them a share of the Amrit. When they started churning, under the pressure and pull, Vasuki spat out his highly potent poison, endangering everyone. Lord Shiva came to their rescue and swallowed the poison, which is why he is also known as Neelkant. As they continued to churn, the mountain began to sink. To help them, Lord Vishnu took the form of a tortoise or Kurma and held the mountain on his broad back. Slowly, many wonders emerged from the ocean. Finally, a demigod named Dhanvantri surfaced, carrying the bowl of Amrit. The Asuras quickly grabbed it and took it away from the Devas, breaking their agreement. to stop the asuras from getting very powerful, Lord Vishnu took the form of a beautiful maiden named Mohini and charmed the asuras into letting her distribute the Amrit and to abide by her order of distribution. She served the Devas first, emptied the bowl before the asuras got their turn and disappeared. Thus, by making the heavenly Devas powerful and weakening the devious asuras, Lord Vishnu ensured that evil does not become too powerful and the order of the world is maintained. The third is the boar or Varaha avatar. Let's see why. In the Satyug, the first of the four dharmic ages, a kalpa or a cosmic cycle had just ended with the world immersed in oceanic floods. As a new kalpa began, Bhuma Devi, the Mother Earth, was still being tossed around in the waves and pushed to the bottom of the ocean. To rescue her, Brahma prayed to Lord Vishnu, and a tiny boar emerged out of Brahma's nostril. As the boar kept growing till it attained a colossal form, Brahma knew that it was Lord Vishnu himself. The boar dived into the ocean and found Bhuma Devi on the ocean bed. He lifted her on his tusks and proceeded towards the surface. In the meanwhile, a demon named Hiranyaksh had become powerful with a boon from Brahma that he cannot be killed by any god, or deva, or human, and even certain beasts. He went about threatening and terrifying the devas, who went into hiding. When challenged, Varun, the lord of the oceans, submitted, saying that only Lord Vishnu was a worthy opponent for Hiranyaksh. Coming across sage Narad, Hiranyaksh learned that Vishnu was in a boar form inside the ocean. He taunted the boar and called for a fight. The Lord ignored him first to take Bhuma Devi to safety. But as Hiranyaksh continued to insult him, the boar kept Bhuma Devi aside, giving her the power to survive, and responded to him. They engaged in a furious battle, but Hiranyaksh had failed to mention a boar in his boon from Brahma, and was finally slain by the Lord in the form of a boar. Thus, Lord Vishnu, in Varaha avatar, defeated evil and rescued Mother Earth to bring the world back to life. The fourth is the Narasimha or the man-lion avatar. Let's see why. Lord Vishnu, in his third incarnation, the Varaha or boar avatar, killed the Asura Hiranyaksh. His brother, the king of the Asuras, Hiranyakashipu, swore revenge on Lord Vishnu and performed severe penance to Lord Brahma to attain the boon of immortality. In his absence, Lord Indra, the king of the Devas, attacked the Asuras and killed most of them. He was about to take Hiranyakashipu's wife, Kayadu, as hostage. Sage Narad stopped him and freed her. She was pregnant and asked Narad for refuge. Narad took care of her like his daughter and narrated Lord Vishnu's stories that her unborn baby listened to with utmost attention. Meanwhile, Brahma was impressed by Hiranyakashipu's tapas and granted him a wish. Hiranyakashipu wished that he could not be killed by any god or man or animal, not with any weapon, not in the daylight or at night, neither inside nor outside his house, neither in heaven nor on earth. With that, he defeated the Devas, banishing them from heaven, and reunited with his wife and son Prahlad. He considered himself the supreme god and forbade all worship of gods by anyone, particularly Lord Vishnu. But his son Prahlad, who was an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu by then, made Hiranyakashipu furious. He finally asked his guards to kill his son, but their swords crumbled to pieces. He got poisonous snakes to bite him, but Prahlad remained unharmed. Then he let loose mad elephants at him, but the elephants did not attack at all. He called his sister Holika, who was immune to fire, to seat Prahlad on her lap inside a pyre, but it was Holika who got burned to ashes. He finally got so enraged that he asked Prahlad to show him the Lord Vishnu. Prahlad claimed that the Lord was everywhere. To mock him, Hiranyakashipu knocked down a pillar asking if the Lord was there. Lord Vishnu appeared from the pillar as Narasimha, half lion and half man. As Hiranyakashipu could not be killed by any human, deva or animal, he came at twilight, which was neither day nor night, dragged Hiranyakashipu to the threshold of the door, which was neither inside nor out, and put Hiranyakashipu on his thighs, which was neither the earth nor the heaven. Using no weapons but just his fingernails, he disemboweled and killed Hiranyakashipu. Narasimha was still filled with rage, and Prahlad sang hymns to pacify him. Thus, Lord Vishnu took the incarnation of half lion, half man to save his devotees, Prahlad and Devas, from the wrath of Hiranyakashipu and restore order to the world once again. The fifth is the Vaman avatar. Let's see why. In his fourth avatar, Lord Vishnu took the form of half man, half lion or Narasimha to protect his devotee Prahlad from the wrath of his father, the Asura king Hiranyakashipu. In the aftermath, Prahlad was crowned as king and he ruled with honesty and goodwill. It changed the ways of the Asuras, and over time the kingdom passed to his grandson Bali, who was also an ardent devotee of Lord Vishnu. King Bali conquered all the three worlds and brought peace and prosperity that earned him the name Mahabali. But he wanted to avenge the Asuras for the injustice done to them by the Devas, who did not share the Amrit, the nectar of immortality, with them. So, on the advice of his guru Shukracharya, Mahabali performed a yajna that gave him powerful armors and weapons. Using them, he drove the Devas and their king Lord Indra into hiding. The Devas went to their mother Aditi for help. Seeing her miserable, her husband sage Kashyap advised her to pray to Lord Vishnu. Pleased with her sincerity and devotion, Lord Vishnu appeared and promised to help free the Devas, and was thus born to Aditi as Vaman, a gentle-looking Brahmin, small in stature. At the same time, Mahabali was performing his 100th Ashwamedha Yajna, after which he would rightfully become the king of the Devas. During the Yajna, he gave his subjects anything they asked for: cows, land, gold, jewels. His last guest was Vaman. Guru Shukracharya warned Mahabali that Vaman might be an impostor, but the king did not want to break his promise. Vaman asked for the land that he would cover with his 3 strides. Surprised at this simple ask, Mahabali immediately granted his wish and was about to pour holy water to complete the ritual. Guru Shukracharya, to stop him, turned into a beetle and blocked the hole of the pot. Vaman poked the hole with a grass stem, leaving Shukracharya one-eyed for the rest of his life. To claim his gift, Vaman lifted his leg and transformed into Lord Vishnu's giant form of Trivikram, god of 3 strides, covering all of heaven on his first step and earth in the second. He then looked down upon Mahabali and asked where he should place his 3rd stride. King Mahabali understood that this is no ordinary Brahmin but Lord Vishnu himself. He bowed with humility and asked Vaman to place the last step on his head. With that, Vaman pushed Mahabali back into the Patal Lok along with all the Asuras. Thus Lord Vishnu had taken his 5th incarnation, the Vaman avatar, to restore worldly order by returning heaven to the Devas, sending the Asuras back to Patal Lok, and still protecting his devotee Mahabali, who continued to rule the Asuras as a just and noble king.